We got two people watching us now. Huh.
Nice.
Charlie, I think your microphone is off. Yep, I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted.
There we go.
Yeah, I got you now. But
Mhm.
anyway, it's a beautiful week after 2022, I guess. How did you spend your New Year's, Charlie?
Well, New Year's, I went to bed early. I mean, I've been traveling around. When did I leave? On December 17th, I left Bangkok for New York City. And, I was spending the Christmas holiday in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
With my younger daughter and her family. And out where I am now in Pennsylvania, I'm about a 2.5 hour drive from New York City. This is my other daughter's house, her and her husband and 2 kids. And they live here near a town called Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. And some people may know the name Jim Thorpe. He was an Olympic athlete, and he was an American Indian that has never actually been in the town of Jim Thorpe. Jim Thorpe is in the Pocono Hills. It's kind of a nice area. Here, let me show you out the back window. It's a very
let's see.
It's very scenic area, and it's rolling hills. The property that I'm on now, my daughter's property, it's a Christmas tree farm. They don't farm it. My son-in-law's family does, but it's nice. It's just a nice pastoral kind of place. And Jim Thorpe, from the end of the Civil War, was a tourist destination for New York City and Philadelphia, which is even closer than New York City. And in the 20th century, its luster started to fade. The name of the town back then was an Indian name called Mok Chunk. And what they did is Jim Thorpe, who was a hugely popular athlete at the beginning of the 20th century, when he passed away, they made a deal with his widow to bury him in Mok Chunk, and they changed.
Remember you saying that, yeah.
To Jim Thorpe. They basically purchased his corpse. Now, here's the funny part. It worked. It bolstered the town's popularity and kind of reinvented itself as Jim Thorpe. How's that for guerrilla marketing? Go buy somebody's corpse.
That's unbelievable. I remember you telling that story on your channel. That was great. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. John, you, what's the last place that I just watched one of your videos where you did some kind of a long walk. Tell us about that.
The last video, I can't remember which one. I was thinking off the top of my head here. I've completely forgotten what the last video was. The last long walk I did, I think I deleted some videos off the channel because I want to concentrate on one way moving forward. So I've only got 2 videos on there now, sort of starting again because
really?
You get. I want to in every video I want to I don't know what's the right way to put it. Make it so that everyone knows exactly what the direction of the channel is, so you don't get people subscribing for random reasons and then not coming back again, sort of thing.
Well, I watched the last video that you did when you were talking about your bucket list, and you were
that one,
and that's really good, and I like that. I enjoy seeing your trips up the mountain, and the one you did up Doi Pu is excellent. I mean, it's just really good. And that was that's what you enjoy doing.
That was fun, but I mean, this year I've got quite a lot of plans. Going to in June, unless they change the rules and you can't leave again, it seems to be not very good at the moment with all the news, but. Yeah. Hopefully doing Mount Kenya and Kilimanjaro in June, and then going to Nepal for Manaslu in September. So it's pretty exciting. But just getting into shape for that, it takes quite a while.
For those of you who are watching the channel that don't know, Thailand has been open, uh, wide open for tourists. I mean, you can just jump across the border or do whatever. But as of, well, I think it starts tomorrow. In order to come to Thailand now, you have to have 2 vaccinations. It's just the way
I
it
think that's
is.
pretty ridiculous. There'll have been thousands of people who have booked tickets who don't meet those requirements.
No. Well, and I was just reading something on Facebook. A guy, one couple, have come here, and they've pretty much moved here full time. And he has to do one more border run before he can extend his visa. And he's not been vaccinated. He came in before the thing. So, once he leaves, I don't know what he's going to do. They won't let him back in. So, but his partner is here and able to stay in. So it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. And I think it's going to create a lot of problems because there are people that already have booked their tickets that don't want a vaccine, and they knew they could come here and get in without a vaccine. Now they find out that they need a vaccine. What are they going to do?
Is it actually confirmed this, or is it just that's what they're talking about? Because I've read numerous places, everywhere says something different. So I don't know if it's confirmed or not.
I have, I'm getting it off of the I think the Tiger or somebody, they reported on it. A couple of different places have now, and I'm pretty sure I read it, and it basically has to do with the fact that as of tomorrow, people from China are going to be able to come here, and just travel freely, and I think that has something to do with it. But I don't know. We'll have to wait. It's it's not going to affect me because I've already got both my jabs. I know, Charlie, you've got 4 of them, haven't you?
Yeah. For administrative purposes.
Yeah.
It's kind of a joke.
Vaccine had been proven and admitted to stop transmission at the point of checking. Yeah. Yeah, I have no problem with it. The latest research shows the more vaccines, the more infection. This was removed from YouTube shortly after the broadcast. Yeah, I bet it was, but I don't know. I think it's up to the person if they want to.
I'm hoping to change the rules. I'm hoping to change it before June. I mean, I was booked to go to Singapore in March, but as it stands, I can't get back in. So
yeah.
Hey, Paul, I have a question.
What do you do?
On a different topic, if I may. You mentioned I'm going to take a look at your channel after this, but you said something about moving forward. Is that like an ideal, or what's going on there with that? Is that what your channel is about? Looking forward, you said. So can you talk about that a little bit?
You mean my channel or Bill's? Are you talking about? Sorry.
Your channel.
Sorry, I've got a bit of a lag on the internet. Well, I just decided I've got loads of stuff I've always wanted to do, and I just thought, why not just start to do it? So yeah, this year I've got lots of plans. Some are already booked. So moving forward, I'm at the moment just getting into shape, and then going to tackle hopefully my first 8,000 meter mountain this year. So always wanted to do it, so thought, why not? It's about time. Did something.
The reason I asked is I just did a little experiment. As you might know, Twitter was recently taken over by Elon Musk, who's changing the platform little by little, and he offered it started out at $8 a month. It turns out $11. It's $11 a month now, to get a certified blue check mark. Now, what that meant for me as a YouTube video guy is that if you get that check mark, you can put videos on Twitter. And I thought, okay, that's a new function of Twitter. Let me try to get in as an early adopter, that type of thing. And you can't get it in Thailand. I couldn't join. It's only for the United States. So when I got here 3 weeks ago, one of the first things I did was I signed up for Twitter's blue check mark, and it took a couple of days to get verified, and bingo, I got it. And what I did almost right away is I promoted one of my a short video about Christmas. It was really an inane thing. I just took it because it was visually nice. There was a Christmas tree and a fireplace behind me, and I talked about, being here on Christmas, and I didn't really think it'd do very well, but I promoted it just for shits and giggles, and it got, I don't know, about 4,000 views. And what got my attention is when I drilled down into the statistics, the biggest demographic that watched that video were people who were 20 to 29, Gen Zs, they call them, which shocked me. I mean, why aren't, these young people looking at some silly old guy talking about Christmas? But it really got my attention. Now, there could be a lot of reasons. It just may be more of them on Twitter. It could be as simple as that. But I started doing my homework on the Gen Z generation, and we're talking my grandkids. I have a 19-year-old grandkid here, and his sister is 23. And other people in their generation. And you look like a young guy. Clearly, you're older than 20, but you're a young guy as well. And they're focused. They're not watching news stories. They're not watching mainstream or any kind of stream media. They're not watching anything. They're picking and choosing the information that they get, and they seem to be very focused on, and that's why they're doing it. They don't want to be distracted by TikTok and all the other distractors that are out there, like YouTube and that kind of stuff. And they seem to be very focused on what's happening going forward. That's why when you said that, it's in my head because I've been thinking about it. And I started looking at media and stories and what this generation is doing. And it's an interesting generation of people. They seem focused on succeeding. Let's put it that way. So I think that might be good for you and what you're talking about with your channel.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm waiting to see what your next what your next feed is going to be. That's correct, Fred. Admitted each shot weakens your user, whatever. But we'll have to see what happens. I think it'll do good. Personally, I think your channel will take off. It's kind of like a niche, a new niche you're going into as far as what you're going to do with the channel. And to me, it's interesting. I mean, I love to watch your little excursions, and the best one was the time that y'all had to take the boat back on the river. But
yeah, I mean, the channel is just sort of a hobby, so I'm not expecting it to do anything great. It's just fun to do, but it's stuff I wanted to do, and I like to make videos as well. So
it's a great way to document it too, and kind of like a milestone, and
yeah.
There's plenty of mountains here to climb, that's for sure. But other than that, who knows? Me, I'm just kind of hanging in there. As everybody knows, I've kind of had a rough week, and I'm just waiting. I don't know anything different right now. I won't know until next Saturday, really, what the true outcome is going to be, and just have to wait and see what happens. It's not easy to sit back and get hit with something like that, and then have to sit and wait 2 weeks, and my sister was telling me, we can put people on the moon, why the hell can't they do better than that? But that's just the way it is. And, just gotta live with it. Whatever the outcome is, I'll deal with it and I'll fight it, and we'll just go from there. But Charlie and I were just talking. I feel great. I don't feel any different. I'm not in any pain. I don't. I haven't lost any energy. I don't know. Just had it not happened, I have no clue, other than no indication. I just had blood tests done, and everything looked good, and they didn't find any blood in my urine or anything like that. It just boom, off we go. But we'll deal with it. It is a day, like Lex says, you deal with it day by day, and just go from there. I think the hardest thing I've had to deal with so far is the fact that I stopped chewing tobacco, and that is killing me. I've been chewing that nicotine gum, and it just doesn't cut it. But I refuse to go back up that route, and I haven't had a chew of tobacco in almost 9 days now, and I haven't had a Coke Zero in 9 days. Just all I'm drinking is coffee, tea, and water. That's it. Nothing else. And Lex cooking all my meals for me, and just go from there. Just see what happens. But it is what it is. We'll just go with the flow, and hope it never happens to anybody else. I mean, I hope when the results come back that they can say, "Oh, you worried your ass off for nothing," and we'll go from there. But we'll see what happens. But just goes to show, what you're doing, John, is great. You're getting out and doing the things that you've always wanted to do, the bucket list, while you're still young, and you're able to do it. There are things that I had wanted to do when I was younger. I just never got around to doing them, and I always regretted it. I think we all go through that. There's things that after you get, our age, you can't do. So, go ahead and do them now and enjoy it. Charlie's he's traveling the world now. You're going to the Philippines after you leave California, aren't you?
Actually, this might be something the viewers might be interested in, because a lot of the viewers might know who I'm going to visit. I'm heading to Dumaguete. I'm going to the island of Negros. I'm leaving here on Tuesday morning, and driving to Chicago, where I'm going to drop off my rental car and get on an Amtrak to the West Coast. That's a 3-day trip. It's 2 nights and 3 days, and I'm looking forward to that. It's Amtrak's signature route, the California Zephyr. So that should be fun. And then I'm flying to Manila, and from Manila I'm going to Negros. Now there's 2 towns in Negros that I'm going to visit. One is Bacolod City, where I have some friends from many years ago, and I'm going to visit them. And then across the island is Dumaguete. And what Dumaguete is the town that YouTube built, because there are some really popular old guy YouTubers there. One of them is called Old Dog New Tricks. A guy named Paul, and Paul and his skinny girlfriend are always on YouTube putting up stuff, and they're very popular. I think he's approaching 100,000 subscribers. He has a pretty big channel. There's another guy there, Mark Thornton, who does interviews, and I'm going to talk to him. There's a guy named Justin, who's a big, giant, obese guy who's on a mission to lose weight, and he's already lost almost 100 pounds. And he's a scuba diver, so that's his channel is about scuba diving, and a bunch of other people too. There's a woman there, the Filipina P. I don't think I can get her to talk to me. She's kind of private, but the others I'll get an audience with. And I'm going to write an article. I'm a writer, and I put stuff on Quora.com, and I'm going to put an article there. But I'm also going to make a video about it, because these YouTubers and their popularity have changed the local culture. I mean, there are hundreds of people flocking to Dumaguete to meet these guys and shoot their own videos. But more importantly, local people are making videos. Because some of them have succeeded, like this woman, the P. She's close to 200,000 subscribers, I believe. So she's making a decent living, actually an excellent living for the Philippines, and it's changing. It's having an impact on the culture. So I want to go talk to people there. I want to talk to local people. I'm going to try to get an interview with, maybe a local priest. It's a very religious place, the Philippines, and stuff like that, and put together a nice article and video just on what kind of impact that YouTube has had on this kind of obscure place on an island in the Philippines, you know, a place called Dumaguete, which has always been popular amongst expats, even before the advent of YouTube. But they're flocking there now just to go hang out with Daddy Paul and his skinny wife. So I'm looking forward to this trip for you know, see what comes of that.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Yeah.
Don't stay. You might get over there and decide to stay.
No, I'm missing Bangkok. I like my home. I'm missing Bangkok a lot, actually. I'm very comfortable there. That's my home. And I'm missing all my girls.
They're probably missing you too about now.
I hear from them every day.
Do you? All of them at one time, or?
Nah, they all funnel through Buakaw. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's.
Hey, you want to see a very interesting American kind of thing?
Yeah,
you're in America. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna show you the gun collection.
Oh man.
Now we don't. These supposedly all fire. They're antiques. This is the gun that won the West, the Winchester 30. There's another one. This thing weighs a ton. That was an Army rifle. That was a U.S. Army rifle, and that thing weighs about 25 pounds. This pistol apparently has some connection to Billy the Kid. There's an old flintlock pistol up there, but the one that really has my attention is another Winchester. Is this thing? This is a
that's a musket.
Yep, and it has the little bag, and I don't know if you look real close, you could see that the ramming rod is attached underneath. If that fired, I'd love to shoot that baby, but apparently they're not certified for actual firing. They're just antiques. If you fire one of them, it might not work out well.
Might blow up in your face. Yeah. No, we're not allowed to have guns here in Thailand. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was. I was sitting here on a video call with somebody else, and I had the thing faced, you know, face like this, and finally the person said to me, "Where are you that you have all those guns behind you?" This is the room that I'm sleeping in. It's my son-in-law's office when I'm not here, and he's a gun collector, so that's why that's up there.
I think if you're Thai, you can get a license to get a gun in Thailand. If you're Thai, you are allowed like handguns and things. If you're Thai, you're allowed to get them. Yeah. But you've got to get a license. So a lot more people have guns in Thailand than you actually realize. It's quite a lot of people have them legally. So I don't think foreigners are allowed to actually get the license for one. But if you're Thai, you can.
Huh. I wonder what they have to go through to get the license. You know what they have to go through to get it?
I'm not 100% sure. I think you've got to prove that you can use it. And I don't think it's that difficult. I don't think it's too difficult.
Oh. So. Damn.
Yeah, it's my understanding that there are a lot of guns in Thailand. So yeah.
Just make sure that they're legal. Because if they catch you with one and it's not, they'll blister. Especially if you're a foreigner, they're going to blister your butt. You know,
not the best idea.
No, it's not the best thing for a foreigner to have. I had a friend of mine that had a little restaurant not too far from where we lived, and went over there one day, and he had one of those airsoft guns, and he was trying to shoot a rat with it or something like that. I went up and snapped a picture of him, and he made sure that I deleted that picture before I left, and he didn't want that to get around. But there are a lot of guns here, and there are a lot of guns here that people don't know about. But that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'll bet you out there where you are, John, out in the woods, there's a lot more. They do a lot of hunting out there, don't they? Where you're at?
You see people like going into the jungle with like homemade guns on and coming back with all kinds of wildlife. I'm not particularly fond of like killing like big lizards and things that they catch and things, but I mean that's what they do, so up to them. But yeah, lots of people go hunting around there. Yeah.
Mm.
Where are you, John? Where do you live?
I live in Chiang Mai. Well, at the moment, I'm in Sarapi at the moment, but I live out in near a place called Hot and Doi Tao in Chiang Mai countryside.
Okay.
But at the weekends, I usually come to Sarapi.
Nice. You enjoy the country life, huh?
Oh yeah, I really like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how long have you lived out there in Hot? How many years?
Probably six years, I'd say, about. For quite a while. But yeah, it's nice. It's got a couple of negatives as well, as everywhere does, but on the whole, it's really nice.
How far do you have to ride to a 7-Eleven?
Oh, it's actually 1 minute in the car, the nearest 7-Eleven.
Oh, that's not too bad. Well, then you're not really out in the country. That's how
it was only it was only built like 2 years ago, this 7-Eleven, so it's like a relatively new thing. But when I first went there was no 7-Eleven, there was no anything, but more and more progress.
Great. Now go ahead, John.
I like visiting the country as most of us do, but I've been here now since I don't know. I've been out here in Pennsylvania for about a week now, and I'm ready to get back to the city. I'm a city boy. I get a little, and my girlfriend in Bangkok, her family has farmland in Loei, near the town of Loei, in Loei province, up near the ocean border, which according to Wikipedia, is the least populated county in Thailand. And it's country, it's rural there. There's no 7-Eleven. There's like a local store. I don't know what they call them, but if you want to go to a supermarket, it's a half-hour drive to the town of Loei.
It's quite a way.
Yeah, through some really. Now it's beautiful. It's hilly and kind of craggy mountains in the background. I guess that's why it's not so populated, because farmable land is kind of scarce, but it's gorgeous, and I like visiting there for about a day or two.
A day or two.
Yeah, then I'm done. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little bored here.
Yeah, I think I'm like the other way around. I like to stay in the countryside, and Bangkok. I used to love Bangkok, like when I was really younger. But 1 or 2, 3 days in Bangkok, and it's overload, like sensory overload.
Yeah.
So I think I'm the opposite of you.
Somebody asked here.
Go ahead, Bill.
No, somebody's just asking if anybody got the new 10-year visa. I haven't. I don't think you guys have. Either one of you all have.
I've never. I don't think I've heard of anyone getting that.
It's pretty expensive, isn't it?
I don't know.
Is that the one that you need to have the $1 million or something? No.
Yeah.
Is that a different one?
I don't know if it's that, or you have to have so much income. I think you have to show something like 80,000 baht a month coming in, or something like that.
Okay.
It's something crazy like that. I don't know. I'll go every year.
I looked into it, I don't know, I guess about 6 months ago, and I forget the numbers, but it was a little pricey. It wasn't $1 million. It was something that was within my reach, but I rejected it because it's not a big deal for me to renew my retirement visa annually. It takes a few hours once a year. It's not a big deal, so it just didn't seem worth it to me.
I'll tell you something that happened to me that I really wasn't even aware of. I did my 1-year extension in December, and that's what every December, that's when I do it, same time, and I had to go back and get my final stamp yesterday, and I didn't know, I didn't think about it, but my passport expires October 16th, 2023. So the visa that they approved for me is until October 23rd, 2023. So I got cheated out of 2 months because I hadn't got a new passport. So now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a new passport, take it up there, get everything changed, and then I'll have to do my extension 2 months early this year, which is no big deal. I mean, I've got all the papers now, and They just got me for 2 months. Where it has if I had renewed my passport, maybe a month early and done it that way, I'd have got the full 12 months. But just
how long does it take you to get a new passport from the US? If you want to get a new passport, how long does it take?
About 3 weeks. Yeah, it doesn't take
12
long.
weeks from the UK if you're in Thailand.
You're kidding? No. Now the last one I did mine. Well, 10 years ago I did it, and it was here in 2 weeks. And they say now it's between 2 and 3 weeks, and you get your new one. Have you got a new passport since you've been here, Charlie?
I did. I got it through the embassy in Bangkok, and it went pretty quickly. They gave a window of time that you had to wait, but it didn't take that long. It took a matter of days, and I think what the difference is I think they can actually print the passports in Bangkok now. I'm not 100% certain of that, but I believe that makes all the difference. They don't have to ship it back to the United States and wait for it to come back.
Yeah.
But I found the process really simple. The Bangkok embassy is pretty efficient. I went up to the consulate near where you are in Chiang Mai, if you recall, about a year ago, because I needed a notary stamp, and they didn't have any appointments available at the embassy in Bangkok. I guess it was COVID times, so everything was restricted. So, if you recall, I flew up to the embassy, and it didn't seem as efficient there.
It's not. Trust me, it's not.
So. If you want to get things done efficiently, the embassy in Bangkok on Wireless Road, they do a pretty good job. But you got to get an appointment. You go online, you get an appointment, and they take care of stuff. Actually, what I want to do is my next trip here to the States. This is my third trip in a year. I go every 6 months, and I'm going to take a little break this time because it's 12 hours, 12 hours the time zone flying, and it's a lot of. I put a lot of effort into traveling, and I don't mind. I fly business class. I'm fortunate enough to be able to afford that, and it's not a terrible trip, but it's still, it's a trip. I think it's 20 hours in the air from Bangkok, and so I'm not gonna. I think maybe I'm gonna wait about a year before my next trip. And I want to bring my girlfriend Bullock out. So when I get back to Bangkok, we're going to go visit the embassy and see what we have to do to get her a visitor's visa. Apparently, that takes some time. I understand that can take a few months.
Yeah, that can be a trick. I tried that for Lek back 10 years ago, and I couldn't get one for her. And Greeny even tried for Phi when he was going over and he couldn't get one. But she owns your Buakaw. She owns so much stuff here that she should be able to prove that
she meets all the requirements. She has money in the bank. She has 3 children.
Yeah.
She has property. She has significant property up in Loei. She owns a lot of farmland up there. And that's the criteria. They want to see, resources in the home country that would prevent them from staying in the U.S. That's what they're looking for. So we'll give it a shot.
Guys, I'm gonna make a 5-second pit stop. You guys take over. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So you're going to climb Kilimanjaro? Is that what you said you're going to do, John?
In June, I'm going to do Mount Kenya and then cross over to Tanzania and do Kilimanjaro.
Okay, cool.
And then in September, I'm doing Manaslu in Nepal. I think it's the 8th tallest mountain in the world. So I'm just getting into shape for that now, or trying to.
It's good. Yeah. There's no reason why you shouldn't. I used to do some climbing in my younger days. That's kind of behind me now. I'm a little too old for any kind of technical climbing, but I'm still trying to maintain a fitness level where I can do some serious trekking. I'd like to do some trekking around Nepal as well. Maybe up to Everest Base Camp, something like that.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah. I've never been to Nepal, so I've always wanted to go for as long as I can remember. And I think yeah, Everest Base Camp, that trek would be amazing. I think it takes it's quite a long, like, is it a couple of weeks or something? Like a couple of weeks of a trek. I think it's a long way. So it would be really fun.
But you stop along the way. There are a bunch of
places,
yeah, of
course.
Places to stay and stuff. It looks like an entry. It's low level in terms of climbing. I mean, it's just trekking. It's walking. It's challenging walking, I guess. And I'm doing that here now. I'm trying to. There's a beautiful trail not too far from where I am that runs about 30 miles up into the hills, and I've been doing that. So yeah, that's fantastic. Kilimanjaro is such a storied place.
Yeah, it should be good. But if you want to do any trekking in Thailand, Chiang Mai is a really good place for like going along like walks and things. It's lots of treks and trails around this area, so it's a really good place for that.
Here's a question: do you feel many young foreigners living in Thailand lose years of investing in their Social Security welfare? Yeah, that's something to think about. Kind of hard to say, if they're over here and they're not paying into the Social Security system in the United States or wherever their home country is, they're not going to get much of a return on it. So it's hard to say. But you just have to wait and see what happens.
I have a friend, Paul, who is coming back to Bangkok. He left, at the beginning of the pandemic. He's coming back soon, and he's had that problem. He's in his mid-50s now, and he came to Asia, to Japan, actually, as a young guy in his 20s.
Give me 1 second.
He spent about 10 years in Japan and another 10 years in China. And then he was here in Bangkok, and he never contributed to his Social Security. And he's been back in the States now for 3 years, trying to correct that as best he can, because it's it deprives you of really good
benefits. Yeah, that's weird. You have to have something like 40 quarters, isn't it, before you can qualify?
Oh, I don't know the details. He's
I don't know. Crazy stuff. Get feedback from his microphone there. But let's turn you back on there. There you go. I got you live again. Sounds like you got a kid running around in the background.
Yeah, I just ordered Grab, and she was like grabbing at it.
Oh yes, 10 years or 40 quarters. Yeah. That's my wife worked in the States for 6 years, and she didn't get the 40 quarters in. But the good thing about it is being that she lived in the United States for 5 years as my wife, she'll qualify for my Social Security. And so I think when she turns 62, she can file for Social Security and get it under mine, even though she hadn't done the whole 40 quarters. Same way with death benefits. If something happens to me when she's 60, she can file for death. It's called survivor benefits, and based on the fact that she's lived in the United States for 5 years, they'll pay it to her, even though she's not a citizen, and not living in there. But who knows? That could change any day now. I think she's watching football right now. I don't know. But anybody got any more questions before we wrap this up and see where things are going?
The video you put on today, was that when did you record that one?
Today.
Oh, yeah, it was today. Okay.
Yeah. I just walked out today and did it.
Oh, nice.
Like says, I want the spouse benefit one. Yeah. Yeah, I just, and that's an area not far from my house that uh, I love to drive through that area because those people are so friendly and all the houses, you can see the different style of houses. One house you've got a teak wood house, and then right next door you've got a big house
Mhm.
being built up, and um,
Mm.
it's really a neat area. And I was amazed how you know I ride my bike through there a lot, and I don't know if they saw me, whatever, but I was amazed they invited me right in and just video whatever you want, and that was really
Mhm.
interesting. Hey, I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one, there, buddy. Have a safe trip over to Guam and Hawaii, wherever you're going. But yeah, it's a neat little area, and they're all farmers. Um, a lot of them have rice farms and grow vegetables. I see them at the market and stuff like that. Just really great people. Um, I like that area, and it's the funny thing about it is it's not far from here. It's only I mean by the crow flies, it's probably only 600-700 meters from my the edge of my mubon there where they're at. So, but it's interesting. Well, folks, I guess we're going to wrap it up for the night, and appreciate everybody coming by. And you're going to be in Chiang Mai next month. I'll be here, I'm sure. I hope anyway. If I'm going to do a live stream, I'll post it up a few days in advance. And next Saturday, I have to go to the hospital and find out what my outcome is. So, I guess probably be a good time to have a live stream at night. But anyway, we'll talk to y'all later. Appreciate y'all coming in. Bye bye.
Bye bye now.